Welcome to another episode of Oyo Decides 2019, a platform where we discuss with the candidates vying for office from different political parties in Oyo State. On this episode, we bring to you Honourable Mrs. Tolulope Akande Sadipe.
Mrs. Tolulope Akande Sadipe.
Yeah, that's
Thank you so much for sitting with us today.
Thank you.
Mrs. Tolulope Akande Sadipe. K. What does the K stand for?
Kafaya.
Kafaya.
Oh.
So that's where you coin task.
Yes.
T-A-S-K. Task is up to the task.
Yes.
I love that title.
Thank you.
I love that title.
And I am up to the task. It's not just an acronym. I am up to the task.
Oh. Okay. We'll ask you some questions and
you'll deduce that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
When and how did you cut your teeth in politics? How did that?
Politics.
Yeah.
I grew up in a home where my father was very, very interested in the progress of Nigeria.
Okay.
So I've always had that in the back of my mind, that this is our country, we must make the best of it. And then when I finished college in America, I went to work for a firm, and there was this gentleman, Mr. Larry Banjo, who was also in the same firm. He likes to be called Ogbeni Larry Banjo, by the way. And he was committed to the progress of Nigeria. He had run for political office a few times, and he was my audit manager on a joint project with KPMG and my firm, Gardner Kami and Associates. And we got very close. And we used to talk a lot about how we could move Nigeria forward. We were based in America. And then he introduced me to the late sage, Pa Anthony Anauro. So I worked with Pa Anthony Anauro at the World Congress for Free Nigeria office. And during that period, I shared an office with Dapo Oluyole, who was a very committed journalist, who was committed to the progress of Nigeria. This was during the Nadeko days. And Dapo was in exile in America at the time. So that just built on what my father had instilled in me. And the fact that I got the opportunity to be exposed to people like Papa Inauru, I worked very closely with him, like I said, and it just inspired me. So it had always been that burning desire in me, but I guess I wasn't ready at the time. I was still sitting on the fence, like many of us do. So I guess
that's how you call it. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So
and that was way back. Way back.
Way
back. I worked with Papa Inauru way back in 1997.
Oh wow.
And I got involved with
22 years,
Mr. Larry Banjo in 1987. We were very, very close. We were even very, very close.
32 years.
Yes, but we're still very close.
Okay, I'm not going to ask that, but you look,
we're family.
When you're saying the 1970s, you look really sweet, 16 kind of, so I'm just...
No, I'm in my 50s.
Wow! You look in your 30s,
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I wish I had done this when I was in my 30s, because I would have been able to contribute more to my nation.
Yeah,
you know,
but don't worry, you still look like you're 30, so we'll accept 30 now. Accept, you know. Yeah, we wanted to ask this. You're in like probably the most competitive constituency, Oluyole Federal Constituency. We had like 8 people bought forms, and including former Honourable Oluyole Federal.
Yes.
So could you run us through the primaries, how you came up victorious and you won the primaries?
First of all, I must say that everybody that came out, I believe, was equally qualified. But I went the extra step and I did my homework. Politics is a game of strategy. And I guess I did my strategy very, very well. Then also something that worked to my advantage was the contributions and the achievements that I have been able to bring to the table, having come to work as a special advisor to the governor of Oyo State. So many projects I successfully executed, initiated. For example, the RAMP, Rural Access Mobility Program. Oyo State had never benefited from it. Right now, I've been able to get the World Bank to commit to building 8,000 kilometers of roads across Oyo State. There's the ANDP project that I also pushed. The ANDP project, ANDP is going to construct 5,000 houses across Oyo State. And these houses are going to be distributed to indigents of Oyo State free. That's one.
Solid.
The IDP project, Inland Dry Port. I also was the initiator, and I worked with the committee to make it a reality. What is the Inland Dry Port? When goods are being shipped from all over the world, final destination, Ibadan Inland Dry Port. We're currently working with Nigerian Shippers Council, Ministry of Transportation, Ministry of Finance to make it a reality. We took advantage of our president's good work by bringing the railroad to Oyo. So the containers are loaded on the railroad and they're brought to Oyo.
Wow.
So
that's a lot of, that's
just a little bit. I was also the chairperson of the Oyo State Agric Initiative. And I conceptualized the idea of us having having a commodities hub. It's going to be called the Ibadan Commodities Hub, the Ojabado, and it's on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. I worked with the government and the various committees in conceptualizing what you see today in education. I was a member of that committee as well. The Technical University, I was a member of that committee. The Free Trade Zone, the Industrial Park, I've worked very closely with all other agencies of government in ensuring that it comes to reality. I was the one who approached Alhaji Aliko Dangote and I said, Alhaji, please do us a favor. Partner with us in Oyo State and bring one of the rice mills to Oyo State. And I took a delegation to meet with him and he agreed. They came to do the inspection and they found out that yes, initially, he didn't know that we could grow rice in Oyo. And I said, we could grow rice. It's just that we need the market. Because once you come with the rice mill, the market is there, the farmers will grow. He even went further and partnered with us on an ad grower scheme where he provided all the inputs. We partnered and we've had 2 years in a row. This year, we're doing the aggregation of the harvest as we speak. So that's then Allied Distilleries. Allied Distilleries is the biggest ethanol plant in West Africa. I worked closely with them to ensure that they relocate to, they locate one of their biggest plants here in Oyo. That is based in Otu, in the Okeogun area of Oyo State. Why? Because of the cassava farmers out there. We have a large number of cassava farmers. That's the cassava belt of Oyo State.
Yes. You know, now that you're saying all this, there's a lot of jobs, a lot of things for that, because all these things will even create jobs for people, and then I just maybe one day a president, everything. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That I'm president, because we are saying it like.
The horsepower for
yes. Wow. Okay, now I know why you want the prime. I agree now. No. I don't want to say anything, but
so my track record speaks for itself. And then also to think about it, I guess being a woman also helps because it's about time that a lot of women are appreciated for their contribution to the growth of Nigeria, and we're giving our place of pride in this nation.
And that takes me to the next question I was going to ask. That you are one of the only woman among 14 House of Reps, and one of 2 women in the whole of APC that got a ticket. Do you feel, which is part of what you're saying just now, do you feel this is a good representation for women,
or more can still be done?
It is definitely not a good representation. If you go back to the Beijing conference, where the women issues and how to improve women's participation in leadership across the world was raised. It's been how many years since then? And you look at it, the increase. Back then, it was like 20. It's now like 24% participation across the world, and from the 11% at the time, there's still a lot of room. We still have to do a lot of work.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to Oyo State, we really thank APC Oyo State for giving us the 2 women an opportunity, which we definitely know we're going to make the best use of, so that way to help get other women in politics. When you also look at another point, when you look at the reasons why women don't really get involved, it's because of their responsibilities. The responsibility of taking care of the home, the dual role of being a mother, a wife, and a daughter. It sometimes conflicts with the desires to have a leadership role in society. So one has to be able to create a balance. And in creating that balance, nothing must suffer. That's another thing. But I see the 2 of us that have come out now and that have gotten the opportunity as 2 people who are willing to manage that balance and contribute positively. But I need to implore more women to get involved. I have a regret. I've always been politically minded, but I never took the step. And I'll tell you why. Politics to me was a dangerous game. My children were young. I needed to nurture them to a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want them growing up without a mother.
Okay.
Even having come out, I have been faced with violence.
Yeah.
A few days ago, my convoy was attacked.
Wow.
In the bus, I had the photographer, a young man who's very good with Ewi. You know the Ewi?
Yeah.
Yes.
Singing.
Yeah.
He was there, he's injured now, he's going through treatment. Another young man who is a professional, an engineer, he's also being treated.
Wow.
So my people did not go out to antagonize. We were moving and we were attacked. They tried to ambush me. I was able to go not knowing that they were trying to ambush me. My boss was behind, my boss couldn't get away. And this is not the first time.
Wow.
3 men on a motorcycle.
Wow.
And the woman rep candidate.
Exactly.
And I'm the one who's been forcefully
why?
Yeah.
attacked to intimidate me off the
Why?
field.
Yeah.
The intimidation I faced, I was even shot at.
Wow.
The gunshot hole is still on my car,
Wow.
very visible. You know, so a lot of women who are,
Yes.
you know, out there who want to participate in politics are easily intimidated like that. But I implore women, let's not be intimidated. Let's get out there because we're the nurturers. We're the ones who are going to nurture this country. We nurture our children and we can do it. Let's not be scared. We will get the financial backing. When I came out, I didn't realize that I'll be able to finance this till this point, but guess what? My flyers are out there, my posters are out there, my banners are out there. I am grading roads all over my local government, Oluyole local government. I am empowering women, I am empowering men, I am empowering the youth. The money's coming in and I am doing it. Women, we can do it.
Yeah,
Totally.
I agree with you. The way you've been speaking since
Yes.
I don't want, I'm just like blown away with everything she's been saying. Like, wow.
And I do actually believe in our women,
Yeah.
Nigerian women, because the mother nature that our
Oh,
women
yes.
have,
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, you know, compared to other places around the world. As in the nurturing
Because of our
values
culture,
of our
yeah.
women is exceptional, and we need that in the ruling sector. We need that in the political arena.
But you know, I'll share something with you. In Rwanda, the lower house, 61% is female.
Wow.
61. The majority is female. Go and look at Rwanda today.
Yes,
because Rwanda
it's
has given its women an opportunity.
It's transformed.
It's totally transformed from the war days.
Yeah.
Rwanda now is the go-to destination in Africa.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Because they'll think of it like they'll think, you know, women are naturals, like you said. Like,
Yes.
So they'll think of it for their kids, the grandkids.
Yes.
So it's a place they know their
Yes.
kids will be, so they'll take care of it.
When you fall down and you have a wound, who do you run to? Mommy or daddy?
Yeah, your mom.
Mommy.
When you have a dream in the middle of the night and you wake up, who do you cry? Mommy.
Even when you're, the
If
thing
you
is,
go
when
to
you're
daddy,
grown up,
if you go to daddy, you say, daddy, where's mommy?
Yeah. Even when you're grown up now, somehow you just call your mom and say, when you're worried and you need help,
Yeah.
you
Whose
call
prayer do we talk about?
Mommy.
Yeah, mommy's
So,
prayer.
so maybe, so Nigeria needs mommy.
We need
Then-
Mommy need
mommies.
mommy. Need mommies. Anyway, okay, I wanted to ask one, you know,
I actually
your
brought
plans.
this to give you.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to share this with you.
Okay.
This is a flyer of some of the things I've
You've done.
done.
Wow.
Some.
Some.
Yes. And then it gives you a bit of about my profile, who I am,
Wow.
what I am, and
I'll
all
keep
that.
this one on you. Get
Yeah.
your one after.
No, I'll take my own VIP. She want to grab it. No. I want to ask about your plans for your constituency. What are your plans? You know, reasons why you think people should vote
For me.
ahead of, you know,
Yeah.
the other.
Apart from my legislative duties,
Yeah.
what has really compelled me to join this race is to be able to add value to the life of my people.
Okay.
Because I was led into this final stepping out by anger. And I'll tell you why by anger.
Okay.
If there's continuity, I am part of the current administration. I helped, I worked, I collaborated. If I'm allowed to be part of the next government, I can help us all continue from where we stopped. And you see, with me, I have no qualms. I am going to work closely with my governor, work closely with the senator of my senatorial district, work closely with the local government, and work closely with the state honorable, the member of the state assembly, to ensure that we collaborate for progress.
Yes, absolutely.
And the only way is through continuity.
Yeah.
Because when you look at other states that have had continuity, you will notice that development has moved at a very high pace.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, when I say continuity, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the economy of the state.
Okay.
I'm talking about infrastructure. I'm talking about education. I'm talking about healthcare. I'm talking about housing. And I'm talking about transportation.
Oh, wow.
So it's broad.
Yeah,
broad,
it's really broad.
Anywhere where I can play a role, I intend to play a role. I just don't intend to sit in an assembly and just legislate.
Yes.
There are two key laws now that are at the back of my mind that I've been exposed to issues surrounding them. I will not mention it here now. That I intend to sponsor. Because I know it will improve the lives of my people.
Absolutely.
You know? But when it comes to the economy, I intend to do whatever needs to be done to continue to sell Oyo State to investors.
Totally.
Yes. Because when investments come in, the economy will improve, the outlook of the people will change. I intend to work with any ministry, whether federal, whether state, to ensure that the benefits from those ministries come home to Oyo State, i.e. agriculture. I intend to continue to follow up in what is going on in CBN to find out what programs are available that could add value to the economy of Oyo State. So you will not find me sitting in the house just legislating laws. I intend to be very, very active and participative. Now, there are all kinds of initiatives that the federal government has. That sometimes the people don't know. I intend to sell these initiatives to the people so the people can benefit from them.
Exactly.
Healthcare is very paramount for me. The other day I went to one of the areas in my local government, actually the area I'm from. I'm from Abaoloshe in Orisumbari, in Oluyole local government. And the health center was in a terrible state. I have since refurbished, and the quality of infrastructure there that the people enjoy is much more improved. I also got wind of schools. How can there be schools with no toilets? The students, where do they go? Where do their staff go? I have successfully built toilets for this same school in the Oluyole local government area as well. So, as a legislator in Oluyole, it's not just about legislating. It's about improving the quality of life of the people.
That's it.
I have visited a lot of constituency. I found out that they have issues with water. What does it really take to sink boreholes? I have investigated it. I have researched the cost of purchasing the equipment that drills boreholes. I have contacted manufacturers. When we have those kind of equipment, it makes work easier, and it makes delivering the service cheaper.
Totally.
I intend to put together teams of people who are going to work for me, who are going to be recruited from the community itself. So when they're working with their community, they know that it's the community that's going to be benefiting from whatever it is that's been provided. Another thing that I noticed, there are a lot of federal government jobs that are available. But then you find out that a lot of indigenes of Oyo State don't benefit from these jobs. And that there are other people who are pretending to or impersonating indigenes of Oyo State that are getting the Oyo State quota. I intend to work very actively with the people in liaison in Oyo State, in Abuja. I've already been talking to them. They've shared their problems with me. So that will ensure that the quotas meant for Oyo State comes to Oyo State. I'm going to be based in Abuja. It's easy for me to get to the ministries there. And I'm going to work very closely with the liaison. The lady there now is Mrs. Younger. And I've enjoyed working for her. I hope she would stay on, or somebody else like her would come on board, such that we can get our people into the roles that they belong in. Transportation. As it is, I was involved with the TTP, Truck Transit Packs. I've been working with Nigerian Shippers Council and the Federal Ministry of Transportation on that. And we've been able to situate one or two TTPs that will complement the IDP and complement the Lagos ports as well. You know, so with regards to transportation, we're making inroads as well. And you know that the Ajimobi administration, our Excellency, Abiola Ajimobi, was the one who came up with the Pacesetter Ajimoshe buses, which and we intend to build on that in the next administration. So wherever we can get support, be it international, and I'm not talking about loans now, because there are a lot of NGOs out there who are willing to help us with regards to healthcare in the rural area, transportation in the rural area, road networks in the rural area. And you also know that this administration did a lot of work with the urban flood management, such that we'll not be having the kind of flooding situations we had in the past. In the past, excuse me. Basically, in a nutshell, you find me everywhere. Anywhere where I can add value, you will find me there.
I have to say this. You're running to go into office, and you've worked more than a lot of people that have been there times 2.
Honestly,
that's the honest truth. I'm not saying.
Thank you for that compliment. Even I know that, and that's one of the reasons why I said. Remember, I mentioned earlier on that I was angered because I would drive into my local government. I saw what my governor and the administration was trying to do, all the good work and all, but it has to be a collaborative effort. I would drive into my local government, and I'm wondering what's going on here. Where's my rep? Where's my senatorial person? The local government was trying, the government was trying, but they can't do it alone. We need to all join hands and do it together.
Totally. It has to pass down. I agree with it.
And you know, this problem is common all over Nigeria.
All over, all over in the whole political.
Yes, I'm not saying I'm the best person on earth, and I'm not saying.
No worry.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is that if we put our minds to it, this can change. Nigeria can change. Oyo State can continue to progress. And we can build on what His Excellency Abiola Ajimobi has done. And then we can go further and develop in every nook and cranny of Oyo State.
Totally.
Yes.
That's key. That's really key.
Okay. I want to talk about opposition now.
Yes.
Okay, because you're still on the journey.
I like the way you did it.
Oluyole local government is where the Oluyole Federal Constituency is. And they refer to it as the less cities.
Yes.
Over how they coin is less.
When they say less city, they don't mean less as in
less. Yes, I know.
But what they meant is rural.
Rural, yes. So, and we know Senator Olajoja is very influential in that place.
That's my father.
Oh, okay.
You know, I shouldn't be talking about my father.
Okay.
But I guess politics
has
brought this.
Because I know he's in ZLP.
Yes.
And you are in APC.
Yes.
And you have an opposition person in ZLP.
Yes.
And although, as you have told us now that he's your father, politics is what politics is.
Yes.
The person in ZLP, how much, opposition do you see? How much? Yes.
I'm sorry. No offense meant to ZLP.
Okay.
No offense meant to my father, Ladoja.
Yes.
But ZLP is a non-issue to me in Oluyole.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know.
I like the confidence.
It's a non-issue.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No offense meant to my father. He's a baba to me. Mi ò lè wò wọ́n lójú. Wọ́n bí mi rí láti wò wọ́n lójú. Mo gbọ́ Yorùbá náà. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni mi. Although at one point the opposition came up with this story that I'm Igbo and I'm running in Oyo State, and then it was, when you look for something and you can't find anything, you now come up with silly stories. Akande.
Okay.
My father is Abdul Majid Olalekan Akande. He's late now.
Okay.
My dad is from the Akande Lakunle family of Adebiokpo compound, Kudeti. Abawa ni Aba Olose ni Bari, Orisun Bari. That's our Aba. So who can be more Ibadan than I am? Then my mother is a granddaughter of Ladigbolu the First, Alaafin of Oyo. Then my father's mother, I'm proud of my heritage. My father's mother, Iya Baba mi, àwọn ni ẹ̀gbọ́n Olúbàdàn Adébímpé, the first Olúbàdàn that wore a beaded crown. Right now, my uncle, Oba Adébímpé, his son is still alive. I even still spoke to him yesterday.
Wow.
So how can I be?
Ibadan
You know? Yeah. So back to the issue of
opposition.
Did you say ZLP? Yeah, ZLP. It's a non-issue.
Non-issue. Okay.
Yes, and at one point, I know our father, Babaladoja, was very, very strong, but that was in the days of Accord. Okay. Our father has since moved from Accord to PDP,
yes,
to ADC,
yes,
to now this
ZLP.
So,
okay.
I guess I will stop there.
One I want to ask, you know, you're into politics, you're a woman in politics,
yes,
and there's a lot of things about women's rights, and we've been talking about it even through the course of the interview. So I just want to chip this one in. What advice do you have for women out there, young women, trying to run in politics or trying to just strive in life in general? Yeah.
You know, the first advice I give, which is what I followed, and I need to thank my mother and my father, because they gave me a very good foundation.
Oh, wow.
You know, they gave me a foundation where they made me very confident of myself, and that confidence matters. My mother never felt I should be in the kitchen.
Okay.
I could cook. I am an awesome cook. Okay. So they gave me everything it took. They bought me cars as a little girl to play with. They bought me dollies as a little girl to play with. They bought me cooking sets as a little girl, and they bought me guns as a little girl.
So you have both sides.
I was always known as a tomboy. My best friends have always been male inclined, because I'm wearing my jeans and I'm running up and down. So I've always been a tomboy. But what I would say is society tries to put women into a mold. And we're different. I have siblings as well who wouldn't want to do what I do. Do you understand? But at the same time, we have different personalities. But when you see that you are the kind of personality that you can achieve some things that have been, that society has delineated as male, don't give up. Stay focused on your vision. Have well thought out missions to achieve the vision. And don't marry a day soup man. And I'll tell you what a day soup man is.
What's a day soup man?
Day soup man. And again, I must thank my husband. He's not a day soup man. He has allowed me to be who I want to be. Darling, I thank you if you're watching this. I appreciate you. I know I can be a handful. What is a day soup man? It is that kind of a husband, and you will know him when you are dating him, who wants to eat fresh stew every day. I've had a very, 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 very successful career out of politics, and I know I'm going to have a very successful one in politics. God willing. And I was able to do that because I didn't have to rush home to cook stew. But what you do is you put in a very strong support system in place in the home. My driver that's with me now has been with me for 22 years.
Wow.
My eldest child is 23.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I had my children registered in hospitals across the state where we lived at the time. If anything happened, there was a time I was doing a job for Guarantee Trust Bank in Port Harcourt. And I got a phone call. My son is in surgery. And I said, okay, call me when you come out of surgery so I can talk him out of the anesthesia.
Wow.
Not because I don't love my son, but if I left that program right then, can I get into Lagos in time to be there? I finished the program and I got on the flight. Why? Because he had an accident, a domestic accident in the house. He was riding his bike. He had seen it on TV where you do a flip on the bike. He did the flip and the...
He didn't do the flip well.
He didn't do it well. He definitely didn't do the flip well. He definitely did. And he got caught close to a vein.
Whoa.
So what they did was, two of my staff packed his leg in ice and rushed him to one of the hospitals. Because I had paid already, they didn't need to reach me. Before my husband, this happened in Ikeja. Before my husband, who was in his office in Lekki, in VI, knew there was anything going on, my son was already in surgery. So if you're going to do this kind of thing, you need to have a good support system, and you need to make sure that you've put things in place. If they had gotten into a hospital and there was no money on account, they would have been waiting for money on account. The hospital cards were on the table in a very public place in the house. That's just an example.
Wow. Yeah.
So a good support system. Then now let me go back to the day soup man.
Yes.
If my husband had been the kind of man who says you must cook me fresh stew every day, I can't be at work till 8 p.m. at night. Yeah. I would have to leave work at 5, go to the market, buy the fresh meat, the fresh pepper, go home, grind it. There's no way. What happens to my ambition?
Yeah, it kills it day by day.
So I advise women, yes, we're women, we want to be married, but please understand the kind of man you are dating before you get into it. Have a vision, put in place a mission, and not mind a day soup man is part of that mission. Yeah. And again, when you look at organizations that support women, WIMBIS is one of those organizations. And women come together and support one another. We need strong organizations like that in politics if women are going to be succeeding in politics as well. We have a lot of women, bank MDs, industry MDs, but we need a lot more women in politics, and we can all get there working closely together. And then we need to begin to think a little bit like the men. Men don't see other men as being antagonistic. Two men who cannot stand each other will come together for the better good of men.
Yes.
Now, we women in Nigeria, we're doing that. That's why you are seeing organizations like WIMBIS springing up. The more we do that, the more we will make
the impact.
And we are going to make progress. Because, like I mentioned earlier, Rwanda is a clear-cut example. And I keep imploring women, we need to get involved. We need to come together so we can overcome the financial barriers. We need to come together so that we can grow together and join hands to ensure it happens. I regret not joining politics earlier. I wish I had joined politics earlier. Because if I had...
Maybe like 20 years ago.
Yes, like 20 years ago.
No, I'm sure.
But then, you know, if I joined it, then I wouldn't have the experience I have today.
Yes, true.
Now I've had a lot of experience that I'm able to bring to bear in doing what I'm doing. And also, something I also need to tell women is go and join a political party as grassroots. I'm not saying run for office right away, but go and join a political party. Go to those meetings at grassroots. Actually, I'm enjoying all Nigerians to do this. Go and join a political party near your home or near your office and get to those meetings and begin to influence what happens in your nation. This is our nation. From the grassroots.
Okay. And I know I shouldn't say this, but you know, like maybe because I'm trying to be like, okay, maybe I'm not bad, but please, I think with all you said, I think go out and vote for her. By the way, my sister stays in Oluyole too, so
that's one more vote.
And then she's very pretty, so we need 5 pieces, you know. Yes, you know. So, but thank you so much for having us. It was great talking to you. I felt I knew a lot, you know, about politics, but I've actually been educated. I've been schooled.
Because she's the first woman we're speaking to.
Yeah, she's spoken to us like a mother, like an elder sister. Want to move me to school, so we my pass. Okay, thank you so much.
And I intend to get there, and I'm not going to be an I support House of Rep member.
Thank you so much.